Hello everybody, this is Lo and Bo of the 50-somethings. We just recently retired and we're now traveling across the U.S. First time, full-time RV living, and we're hitting all the national parks, state parks that we can, and on occasion when we have to, we'll stay at a resort. We're doing reviews, about as honest as you can be, I hope. And we're also checking out some of the areas around different national parks. For example, we're sitting in Gunnison, Colorado at Elk Creek. It's the Blue Mesa Reservoir, by the way, so if you're a fisherman, this is the one for your trout fishing. We've been here for about 2 weeks, Laura?
No.
No?
We only stayed awake.
Okay, we've been here about a week. And we did a walk through, a little bit of a drive through, and actually done a little bit of fishing for all you guys that like to trout and salmon fish. You anglers that like to kayak, we kayaked up the river, headed towards Blue Mesa, and as Laura just stated, we picked up about 16 trout, and there is no size limit, but you can only keep 4. Now, our videos are mainly about the campsites we stay at and the areas that we visit around them, whether it be a national park, state park, or like this one here, we just went fishing.
Yeah, Matt. So obviously some of the things we're able to do in the area.
So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Tell us some of the things you'd like to see and or what we can do better. And live life to the fullest, guys.
Bye.
We got in yesterday, lot 21, and as you can see, they're spread out pretty good, but I believe loop D is the only loop that has power. Kind of a weird note, has power but does not have sewer and does not have water. So we're having to use our fresh water containers slash tank on the fifth wheel.
This is Blue Mesa Reservoir, and one quick thing on the vegetation here. We have dogs, so cactus is a concern. We have not found any cactus up at this one.
Laura was telling me that there is an amphitheater, which we are going to find. And what are we having tonight?
Tonight is the changes throughout this valley since the Blue Mesa dam was first put in.
And Laura and I are going to take a walk. Come on, girls, let's go for a walk. Elsa doesn't like this tall grass. She likes to run around because it's like multiple trails, but she doesn't like the tall grass. But she does like these little trails that we go on. Elsa, you and I are going to climb that hill over there at some point. And Ella too, if she wants to, if Grandma can make it. So this is pretty much our walk every morning and afternoon and midday. There's 4 loops out here, A, B, C, and D. D is the only loop with power. So when it comes to the facilities here, again, loop D is the only one that has electrical. But each one of the loops has the restrooms, which are really decent restrooms. Just 1 female, 1 male, but you can get water. There's even water faucets there. You can get a drink of water. I tried it. I didn't exactly say I loved it, but there's about 6, I would say. The bigger loops like D has like 2 or 3, and the smaller ones like we're in loop C right now, or maybe B, and it only has 1. But they're natural ground coverage. You can see it's a really nice looking little facility, and I'm just gonna step in and walk around and show you that they are actually fairly clean. There is no showers. Make sure I go into the men's room so you can see everything you need. Hand dryer. They even post a program every evening out at the amphitheater. They have something, educational or not, but as you can see, it's a very clean facility. Here's one of the trails leading down to the water. Laura and I have walked this one every day since we've been here. Miss Elsa likes to go to the water. Yeah, it's on the right side. We've only seen 1 set of cactus here, and it's those little tiny growth cactus. So I'm sure they're out here, but of all the walking we've done, we've only seen this one grouping next to the rocks. Just be aware, You walk into fur babies. I said fur babies, Laura. Apparently, the reservoir itself has more of a rocky bottom, 420 foot at its deepest, but the river itself and other areas have a really sandy bottom, correct?
Yeah, it's sandy going up that way a bit and a little rockier where we're gonna be today.
Right, so if you're on the river, it's more sand. And as you can see, we've got some pretty cool looking rock formations. There's some areas down where you can launch kayaks and stand-up paddle boards. Fishing licenses are a little steep here in Colorado, $50 for 5 days. The license itself is only, I want to say it was $34, but then there's $11.50 charge for basically the charges so that the state of Colorado can work with the private landowners and other agencies to keep everything nice and clean the way we see it. So it's worth it. 5 days, $50, so it works out to $10 a day. But if you get additional days, it's only going to cost you an additional $7 or $7.50. That's not too bad if you're a serious avid fisherman. Laura and I love to fish. We love to kayak, so we're gonna combine the two today. Hey, okay, so we're down here at the Marina at Elk Creek campground, and I just got finished talking to a few gentlemen, and they gave me a lot of information on how to fish these waters at the Blue Mesa. Basically, you're jigging, troll if you're on a kayak like us, 50 to 70 yards back, and he was telling me to flatline them no more really than the jig head weight. And no live bait, not allowed here. So let's take a walk down here and see what the marina looks like. A little different what we're used to.
No live bait trolling, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so but I can still use it on my bobber and we can use it on bottom fishing.
Correct, that is right. And it gave us a couple places. We've talked to a couple different people, and really at the bridges, unless you're in a boat, there's a couple bridges that you want to go to, and he said cast in the shore and reel back, slow jigging, just like you would a bass or something off the bottom. And then if you're gonna drop it to the bottom, you're trying to get some of those salmon, which they have here, you kayak or go out to the middle and just drop it to the bottom and let it do its thing. Maybe once in a while jig it.
Yep, near the middle, near the boat lane.
It seems to be very similar to our bass fishing back south, which Laura and I are offshore fishermen and lady. Yes. We are not used to this, so we spent 2 days trying.
No, and my husband spent the majority of the week telling me I could not use my pink offshore rod, and we just found out I can.
Yes, so you do want heavier rods. We're using, in our case, 7-footers, 20-pound braid, and the medium action is what ours are. One heavy, one medium. Basically, our offshore rods.
Yeah, and the same braid. He said he uses a 30-pound braid.
Yeah, so this is the Marina floating dock. Actually, really nice setup. They do have a Marina store. We're just gonna step in there.
Actually, here's the Marina. They actually have gasoline, and then inside they've got some souvenirs, a little bit of fishing lures and equipment, and they also have snacks.
They rent kayaks too, not that we do that, but they do.
Yeah, they do them typical, I think, half day and full day.
So like we were saying, the boats are a little different than what we're used to. A lot of them are aluminum. Most of them, actually.
Yeah.
Looks like someone's getting pulled in on this kayak. It's one way of doing it.
Yeah, it
Saved the energy. The charters aren't that bad, and in areas like this, I would imagine a local knowledge is the way to go if you really want to bring in some fish. Take a look at that little tracker right there, Laura. This here to us would be an open bow, just kind of like a day boat. Here it's a fishing boat.
Yep.
Outriggers, downriggers, everything.
Seeing a lot of aluminum, you're right.
Even if you're not here to fish, I mean, just take a boat ride or kayak and paddle the channel. It looks gorgeous.
Yep. Just, I'm gonna say it's very similar to where we're from, but just kind of downsized.
So if you're ever down here, you're into fishing, you know, check it out. Well, Laura and I are down at Wilson's Landing and fixed to do a little kayaking. Hopefully, knock on wood, catch us a couple fish. If not, I think the view's gonna be worth it. And if you're gonna be out kayaking on any rivers or lakes or anything above your knees, you ought to be wearing your PFDs. There you go. As I was just saying, I'm gonna go down here to these peaks, put out my trolling rod, and start trolling till I find a spot that I wanna do a little jigging or spinnerbait. Well, I don't really know how this works on kayaks, but I was told to troll about 30 yards back, 40 yards, just like I would in my boat, except for I'm doing it about, well, trolling speed for me is gonna be about a half mile an hour. So all we can do is hope something nice hits it. Yeah. Okay, got my first trout. It is not the biggest, but it is a trout. This jig I'm using was recommended by a gentleman at Walmart when I was looking at jigs. Apparently, he was right. Okay, that's the second one landed. But there's a second one. Again, nothing of any real size, but he's in there. Okay, I've caught about 5, landed 4, and had multiple bites. I think the only one that was keepable was one that I lost, but it was a good 20-some incher. I just didn't land it, but I'm having a good time. I've caught some fish. I'm gonna try a little jigging later for some yellow crappie, I think they call them. Okay, I just got another one coming up on that patch of weeds that I was talking about. Doesn't look that big, but that would be number 7. Actually, he may be keeper. Let's see here. They are all about the same size. We definitely little rainbows. Brook trouts. No, that's not a rainbow. I need to know my size. I'm gonna let him go though. I don't know why I put him in the net. Thought it might be easier. I'll let him go. Come on. Come on. There you go. I got time. It's clear to see. All right, Laura got her first one.
Second one, but first
Second one. First one in the boat. Don't worry about it. He's a little small, but he ate it too.
Yeah.
Maybe the. There he goes.
Cool.
We meant to be in the great outdoors.